Oh my, both sides actually loading rather fast. That is rare. Interesting. Interesting indeed. Let me just change this around again, because this actually needs to be in order before we get going. Also, oh shit, only almost an hour late. Lately it's really become quite a bit of a pain in the ass to manage the evenings, I suppose. Don't really want to complain too much about it, you know. Work has to come first, but just sometimes, you know, just sometimes. Now then, everything set up as is, let us jump right in, because I actually don't have all the time in the world to do that. Now then, you might remember this. This was where we had those nice little statues being bloody assholes about everything. And what I basically did was save and then load again until I got that conversation right, because I kind of feel strange to lose. And so I was kind of like, okay, they stopped being assholes, so nice, gonna take that. Gonna live very well with that, won't we? Yes, we will. So then, I am supposing that the big bad is gonna be in here. I don't know that, actually speaking, because I've never played this game so far. But, Akos Rex, eh? Sorcerer King himself. Now that sounds like a worthy enemy. Actually, let me just, where was that? Game? Oh, just in case you have been wondering, it's still, you know, classic mode, because, well, I know there's Explorer mode, but I don't like to have the planned, planned difficulty. Just don't care. Don't care. I don't even know what I wanted to look up in the end. Probably nothing important. So let's go in here and find out how horrible this nonsense is gonna be. I'm pretty sure somebody is going to want to die at least. It looks painful. Ah, conduit. She's only level 20. Okay, I'm gonna make a bold assumption here. You see, I don't think I'm gonna fight her. The game is not gonna be that much of an asshole now, is it?
Ah, Source Hunter.
Indeed.
Have you come to lend your blood to our cause? How much simpler all this would be if only it was so.
Well, I don't know about you, little one, but I do know that you suspected quite heavily of, you know, doing some necromancy nonsense bullshit with the Source King himself. Don't we see ourselves on the same side?
Still, I cannot blame you for struggling against me. What reason have you to trust me that your efforts are misplaced? But now, with Brachus Rex nearly risen,
Here's it
there's
again.
little more you
Honestly,
can do to
let me
hinder
tell you this. Alright. The way they're always talking about Brachus Rex this, Brachus Rex that. If I fight this guy and he's not a total overpowered asshole, I'm gonna feel disappointed at this point. Continue, huh? That's what you're trying to accomplish.
When we first met on the beaches of Sicile, I underestimated you. That blunder has cost me dearly.
Really? Can have done so much damage to you?
Still, after all, you need not know more than this.
Mm-hmm.
The end is coming. The end of sorrow. The end of pain. Those who oppose me oppose peace itself.
Yeah, well, people who talk like that usually are insane. Now they're proposing communism, which also is insane. So how do you hope to maintain this peace?
And here I thought you'd seen it yourself. Tell me, what is the imp historian doing, if not begging you to divert the void?
You want to see the end of everything that has ever been. Fascinating. Yes, I suppose that would make us all without pain. Mostly because we don't exist. Boy. The void mainstream, eh? Hey, it won't go any closer.
So, you're familiar after all.
Yes, we had the pleasure of meeting, and I was not amused, to put it mildly.
You know as well as I that the void is coming.
Yes, yes, I know.
In fact, if I'm very precise, it's already here. But you need not be afraid. The void is ourselves. We are destined to rejoin it.
You sound like a bloody cult member. And I will tell you this, your seems threatened out of existence. You're a monster.
I have chosen a dark and dangerous path, but I vow that those sacrificed
Let me tell you a
have
bit of a
not
story.
suffered in
When you
vain.
say something like, I've chosen a dark and dangerous path, I've not suffered in vain, then you look around yourself and you are... Let me see if I can turn the camera. I cannot. But when you stand around, you know, surrounded by people that are dressed in freaking black, searching corpses, you're probably on the wrong path. I'm just gonna point that out.
My only wish for all of Revellon is the soft hush of silence.
I swear to God, really. You're gonna need to devote to Rivian. What use have you for this asking?
Brachus Rex was the forefather of our cause, the original Immaculate. His resurrection brings Rivellon one step closer to the ultimate solution.
Yeah, sure.
Dissolution.
If your ultimate solution is dissolution, you are probably pretty fucked in the head, aren't ya? I'm just gonna point it out. Your answer is basically a non-answer.
Wouldn't you like to meet him? The sorcerer your order was formed to destroy.
Oh yeah, I'm
certain
dying
he'd
to do
love
so.
nothing
Quite
more
literally.
than to meet you.
Certainly at this point in time, you know, Brachus Rex has become the thing, the big thing. It's always like, he's so bloody great, so dangerous, so... Which means if I'm going to meet that bastard at some point in the near future, and I'm assuming I will, I swear to God, if he's not just as much of a badass, I'm gonna feel very much disappointed. Just to reiterate the point, very disappointed.
Follow me. Find out.
Yeah, I'm pretty damn sure I will. Now then, do you think your little cultists are just gonna let us... No, of course not. You know, for a second I was like, they're not going to stop me? No, of course they will. But that's actually ideal, because they're standing far enough away that I can just... Yeah. Throw something very unnice at your face. Jumping Queen Divisioners do like to call a bit of flaming fire and murder. Now then, how did this work? Let me actually remember how to play this game. Probably not a good start when you have to actually remember how to play this game when you want to fight the big bad. It's probably not good. Do you actually have anything that could be considered a... Well, technically speaking, you have an AoE spell. But it's just gonna make them... That's a lot of HP. Honestly. I like it. And he's not in range, is he? No. Oh, we're going to wait a turn here. Actually, do we have encourage? We have encourage. Encourage us. I said encourage us, not blow your freaking fanfare. I do love playing with fire, I would admit. Ah, bloody hell. Sneak, sneak, sneak. Hello, young cultist. I do love it that the main characters have such a compelling dialogue when they do something. Now then. More good stuff. Well, let us wait until the flames actually die, and while they die, we're going to... Painting of a wound. Right, come on. And don't run away. Okay.
A hidden switch.
Indeed.
Perhaps it has something to do with opening that hatch. Maybe the lock could be jimmied.
Well, if the roach is like I hate that word. What the thief is like? I don't know.
Oh, what's that gleam?
Stuff, as you can pretty obviously see.
A switch much like the first. Could there be more?
Well, I myself am not much of a man for riddles. Even I'm
3 down.
not
But
impressed.
how many to go?
Actually, do we have found key? No. Cannot pick the lock. We could attack, but do we want to? Most likely we don't. Let's see. Isn't it looking a bit strange when you're like, I'm the solution. The only solution. I'm the only one who wants to save us. You're sad, screaming at me, surrounded by corpses. I'm sitting there like, are you sure about that? I have some doubt. Blasphemy. Sounds like an interesting book.
I've spotted something interesting.
Also, you have.
What was that? I heard the sound of scraping in the main hall.
Too easy. Really too easy. So the way it's like, I heard something in the main hall. Yes, game. I might not be the smartest person in the whole wide world, but even I'm not stupid enough to be like, what was there? Is there something? Main hall? Don't know.
Wow. Hello there. And who, pray tell, might you be?
Well, most recognize those others. And who are you?
Oh, let's just say I keep the place in check. Tidy it up.
You do a horrible job, my friend. Have you looked inside the church recently? There are corpses everywhere. I have a bit of gold, but
I'm no one important, really.
no
I've
name.
learned to appreciate anonymity. And forgive me if I prefer to distance myself from any possible mishaps you adventurers can cause. Quite unpleasant to get involved. Authorities knocking on your door in the middle of the night and so on.
Yeah, well, can't foresee that. Sounds like you've some experience now with the
Forgive
problems.
me if I generalize, but some of your lot are as crazy as they come.
Well, true enough. Some
I
adventurers
once
are.
thought you a quaint sort, but over the years I've come to realize that about 1 in 10 is downright dangerous. Lock up behind bars, paint the key blue and toss it into the sea material.
And that's one solution to the problem.
Now I can't help but wonder, are you cut from the same batty cloth? Why've you come here after all? What's the point of it all?
Well, that's a good question. Well, technically speaking, we actually did come to solve the murder.
The mysterious stranger gives you a long look and, after what feels like a vast eternity, nods.
That woman. I could see her having a career and a lot more voice acting. Quite the nice voice, actually. Bit sensual, I like it.
Okay,
Best answer after that dramatic introduction. Okay. I don't know who you are, mysterious stranger, but I like your style. Honestly, at first I would like to see gonna insult me. He has style. Yeah. I don't know what you are, but I picked you up now, and we already knew that there was something out here, which is not going to be mine. Nice. Now then, I've got stuff. Now we can go down. So far, so good. Actually, dude. Do we have the key now? We have. Nice. Okay. I know games long enough to realize the following. If a boss fight is coming up, autosave is gonna happen. Doesn't take a genius now, does it? That means I can, for the moment, just run around, and as soon as the game is like, I'm going to autosave here, we're gonna go very, very carefully. Just in case.
Strange magic here. How will we deactivate it?
There's a control panel.
That cultist must have used some kind of key or spell to get through.
Malia. Precious Malia.
Oh, right. Yeah, I was thinking for a second they were actually got that. Yeah, wasn't it in the... Oh, right. Can I zoom out? I probably cannot zoom out. There's actually the hut of the modification.
Source Hunter.
Of course he's gonna interrupt me.
By the health of the Seven, you're here. There may yet be hope. Perhaps you remember me as a healer.
Right.
Gods, what a herald of death I've become.
Fascinating. But you don't mind me sending some stuff to you now, do you? Favors, medium favors, minor high resistance bone. I think bones actually give you armor or something if you eat them. That holy hand grenade is actually pretty useful, isn't it? Healing effect. Pretty sweet. The hardest, most dense mineral in all of Rivlin. Well, you sure don't mind me selling you some nonsense. Taking some of your money. I've had it. I mean, you're dying. Well, close to it anyway, so you're gonna do with all the money anyway. Not much, isn't it?
I'm beyond redemption now.
Well, so you say. What's happened?
You alone may save Sicil, may save all of Rivlin from the horror I've summoned.
Great.
King Brachus. Brachus Rex from the tales of old. He lives. The mad Source King, the Lord of Chaos. I have awakened him.
Well then, what exactly happened here?
I've done a terrible thing.
Yeah, we understand that.
I've
It's not hard.
raised a mad king from beyond the grave. I imagined so very foolishly that I'd be able to extract an ancient secret from him. But with a simple flash of his arcane magic, I was finished.
Yeah, you don't look so good. I have many questions about King
I'll
Brachus.
tell you all I know, Source Hunter.
Well then, what do you mean by you've awakened the London King?
Resurrected, revived. The king lives, but not as the man he
Well,
once was.
great.
He retains the mark of death upon
You
him.
turned him into a zombie.
Festering wound.
Sure. So, who was exactly King Brachus?
Last of the mad Source Kings he was. A tyrant who nearly condemned Rivlin to oblivion. He began the War of Wars, marching brother against friend, until every land and home
Oh, that's something. Between brother against friend, and then probably against friend, and somewhere in there is probably an enemy.
It was during this dark time that your order, the Source Hunters, was formed. Brachus was defeated, and Source outlawed from the land.
Well, it seems like my order was pretty damn awesome. So what has your order done lately?
Brachus was a dangerous monster, but he achieved things no man or mortal could have dreamt of. He alone is said to have known a great secret, how to break the Forge of Souls.
That doesn't sound like something you should break.
I promised to extract this secret for a woman calling herself the Conduit. In exchange, she vowed to reveal to me a certain power of her own. In hindsight, I see that I dealt with the devil, and I've received my damnation.
A stranger approaches you. That stranger calls herself the Conduit. She's not even giving you a good name. And your first instinct is to be like, well, sure, I'm gonna deal with you. You ask me to revive one of the most apparently feared monsters of all. And you're like, sure. Just gotta point that out, man.
I was given a great stone, a bloodstone, but more charged with life than any I'd seen before. The Conduit said it would imbue Brachus with life enough to share the secret she craved. But what he has become, his powers have all returned, and I cannot stop him.
Well, if that is the case, then we're all screwed, because we're just two Source Hunters, and I'm assuming it took a bit more of the original order to deal with him. So, what did you raise the undead rounds idle then?
My failures. My failures are so many. I can hide them no longer.
Boy.
In my pursuit of the Source
Apparently,
King, I've
our
gone
goal
for
was a lot
abomination.
closer.
Neither
Roger.
I nor any other can destroy.
I was pretty busy destroying your abominations, my friends. You know that the skeleton thing there at the trap house, for example. Oh, by the way, I murdered it off screen because it took me quite a few tries to do that. But he fell to my blade too. Yes, yes. What else? That fire elemental. I mean, I guess you're not technically responsible for that because you're only raising undead. But I'm gonna point at you and be like, yeah, that one too.
The ghoul that guards the lighthouse.
Oh, okay.
The Baron of Bones. The twins by fire joined.
Oh, actually it's this.
Their ghastly
You
faces
bloody bastard. Do you know how fucking annoying it was to deal with that thing?
through the graves and sarcophagi of Sicile.
You mean the ghoul that guards the lighthouse? That was easy, relatively speaking. The Baron of Bones? That was a pain in the ass. That guy continues to summon bloody skeletons, because that was that skeleton with his wife sitting on the throne in the trap house. And the twins by fire joined. Oh, blood, don't even fucking remind me. That area was full of fire and brimstone, and I had to walk through there. I have no idea how much I suffered there.
Undead, Sorsander. Unkillable.
You lie.
I fear this plague may never end, no matter how many times...
It's
the
not
rotten dead
unkillable.
are
I
defeated.
quite literally did murder it. Come on, don't lie to me.
Curse her name, her hell-sent promises.
Well, then what can you tell me about the Conduit?
She claims to be a link between her godliness and the world of men. I never believed her divine claims, but I could not deny her great power.
Oh, so you're
It
saying?
was she who showed me that bloodstone could be used for more than healing. Her stones, particularly powerful and potent, could raise the dead.
And what did she promise you in return?
What could turn any soft soul towards wickedness? My weakness was love, and it was love that she promised me.
You just an horny old man, yes?
The conduit had shown me how to raise skeletons and zombies from their
Oh, okay.
graves. But what I craved was something far more rare.
Okay, okay.
A second
Sorry, old man, I
life.
kinda misunderstood you there for a
True
second.
Second life for my wife Malia. She was a beautiful soul, snatched from the world of the living far before her time. Now the conduit's promise seemed simple. A secret for a secret. I'd tell her how to break the soul forge, and she'd tell me how to bring Malia back.
Yeah, well, I don't think she ever planned to do that.
You can defeat the unholiness I've raised, Source Hunter. You can save the countless innocents that will perish under the Source King's mad fist. I pray... No, I believe you can reverse my failures.
Okay. Oh, actually, you want to talk?
So Theliron believed that by unleashing these monsters, he'd learn the secret to resurrecting his beloved wife.
Well, yeah. I mean, you know, love so complete can cloud even the best man's
Love
judgment.
so complete can cloud even the best man's judgment.
Yeah.
Aye. In Theliron's position, I'd wager many of us would do the same.
Not only would do, have done. History is full of cases where people were like, oh shit, I'm so fucking in love, I'm gonna kill a whole bunch of people now. Mostly with not the desired result. Also, we have, of course, lots of very dramatic histories, not so much as stories in general, about the nice effects that love can have on people. Now then, I'm going to assume... Yeah. You look pretty fiery, don't you? That's a bad sign, isn't it? Yeah, he totally looks fiery. I'm going to assume he's not gonna be very much affected by fire. A bit of, you know. Planning ahead here. Go by type. Okay, let us prepare. Since he is supposed to be the big bad, I want to be prepared here. I don't really have any reason to use that. That is a fire one. Probably not going to be useful against... that was not what I wanted to do. Probably not the most useful against him. But if he has minions, especially ones We can burn. Let's just say I would very much like to have some fire around. That's probably quite useful. But first. Ah, really look at that. Not once, but twice. I am going to get asked if I want to become famous. Let me deal with that for a second, because I'm gonna get annoyed. Wow. That's rare. That's really rare. Interesting. I have not seen that many bots in a long while. I do wonder what I deserve the honor. Do I have any? Yeah, I think I got everyone. Okay. Sorry. That would have gotten me a bit annoyed. That one was you. Okay, for you, you have a fire sword. You have yes. You still have your water skull side, which means I probably pretty well off. Also, you don't have a belt. I guess I'm gonna give you a belt. I don't know why you don't have a belt, but oh well. Now that thing looks pretty sweet. A lot better than what we originally have. It's really good if I go in there and that is gonna turn out disappointing. I'm gonna be very pissed. Alright, actually gave you a few minor potion because I thought I had to fight the Stone Guardians. I kinda played around with that and kinda gave her some stuff, you know, preparations. Ah, that one is better. And we have fire resistance movement. I think fire resistance is probably going to be something you wanna have. I can see that creature being not very friendly, mind you. Okay, let us fully heal everybody. Then we're going to send our little Rook boy in, because I am hoping, assuming, dreaming that he might be able to avoid the worst. Because I don't know. I'm pretty sure he's not gonna fight us, you know, alone. That's not really boss style. He's at least gonna have a few friends. The question is, probably a good idea to use rain. Okay, we've done everything we want to. We are safe. Then we're gonna open. Yeah, the game is also like, let me save for you. Okay, first things first, you come here. You, my little friends, come up here. Okay, okay. Run.
One who comes to watch the spectacle, to see the sovereign of the source ascend again. Or perhaps you are the first in a long new line, the first that will try to stop my dominion again.
Consider this Brachus Rex. Maybe I'm the last who actually stands in that line. Also the first person. It's not a long line, because I'm gonna kill you. Oh, he finds that funny.
The force of the stab that cleft my heart and sent my soul shivering into death.
Well, just going by what we heard so far, you probably deserved a lot worse. So, you know, just getting stabbed in the heart seems nice. I mean, they could have torn you limb from limb, you know?
But my followers have done it. They have done it like I knew they would. Blood, the thick red gravy, the source of souls, has been yielded unto star-sent stones and has swept
Oh boy, you're gonna make this a lot more dramatic than it needs to be, eh?
How long has it been, I wonder, my first report? time it takes the seas to tear down cliffs, it is of no matter. I live, and I shall claim my throne anew.
You are the fabled Brachus Rex, I presume.
A fable I may have become as time passes.
Definitely.
But a fact, I am once more, little one. Don't all of you miserable mortals realize that they who are one with souls have thrown off the burdensome mantle of death forever?
Yeah, a bit.
I embraced
Just a bit.
souls. I drank it,
Yes, you did.
made it part of my blood and my being. And so a warlord became a sorcerer, and a sorcerer became a king.
Yes, but you probably did more than enough horrible things. Also, you died. And people were like, wow, bloody hell, good to see not anymore around.
Full as they were of my rise, armies amassed, too many. Scores I see, too few. Death took me too soon, but not for all time.
Well then, tell me, what does the name Cassandra mean to you? We kinda hit that in passing.
Not a thing. There was a woman once that went by that name, until I mangled her body into that of a lich.
I'm just gonna point it out. Brachus. Boy. See, that sort of thing. That is why people murdered you.
Oh, my sister did.
Oh shit, maybe even your sister.
And her mad cat. Mere pets of mine, the both of them. Tools to bruise and break as I saw fit. They bled so very beautifully.
Yep, see. That is why he died. But people listen to this nonsense all the time and were like, shit. Said Psycho, we have to get him down. Put him down for all the good. I'm told the reason for the resurrection is a secret you hold, how to break a soul forge.
The reason for my resurrection, O simplest of spirits, is
Oh
that
boy, he's got an ego, doesn't he?
were it not for the glorious fools that raised me now, it would have been another, perhaps wiser being that would have done so in time. And time.
Well, I'll give him that. Yes, at some point, some idiot thinking himself overly smart, thinking he could maybe control the Source King, would probably have resurrected him, or tried to do so.
A woman seeks my secret, for her soul is entwined with another's. Yes. Where once they were inseparable, now they have grown apart in purpose and intent. But my secrets are
Well,
mine to
at least we now know a bit more about
Perhaps when
that
she lies
particular thing.
before me, pledging alliance to her king, I will break her forge before I break her.
Honestly, funny what pain in the ass that woman has been for us personally. I have not much of a problem with you taking that one. Having fun with her, but sadly no, I don't think we can just let you sit here. Yeah, probably going to burn down a city, for sure. I've heard enough. Resource hunters undid you once, and we will do so again. Yes.
So you are. No, you are so much more, and do not even know it.
Yeah, we don't need to. We know our job pretty well.
They still smell like you do, by the by. Your brother and sister hunters, as they closed in around me that first time. Fear. That most sly, most intangible of sense. Drowned out soon afterward by the acid stench of urine.
You are trying to imply that they pissed themselves. Actually, as long as they killed you still, doesn't really speak for you now.
I had but to look at them, and they rusted their chainmail where they stood. I undid so manifold they had to wade through the gore of the fallen. Oh, what a feast!
Yes.
What fountains of gravy!
You're making this sound very dramatic, but let me point out, and again, end result, you were the one going away, and they, as in the order, survived. So, you know, your story kinda did not impress me.
Alas, that there were too many, as there clearly are too many of you still.
Yes, we're still around. You not.
Life
See the point?
renewed has made me rather peckish, and from the looks of you, you need but the slightest of squeezes
Sauce is sauce. Say that 3 times fast. Oh boy.
Yes, look at you. Plump as a leech bulging with freshly sucked blood. Oh, I do believe, as my servants would say as they brought in a squirming, plump girl on a plate, that dinner is.
Yeah, so you were also in the habit of eating people. You really are one interesting, nice person. Now all of this is gonna showcase very much. You are the big bad, aren't you? Well, shit, he's fast. This is a problem. This is a pain in the ass, oh boy. Well, they changed your name. You're now the ghoul that used to cut. Fuck's sake, game. Are you seriously? Oh, by the fucking hells. Are you fucking serious, game? It's not a fucking fair fight at all. Okay, let's try to make actually the best out of this. First, out of the flames with you. Secondly, fast track. As fast as you bloody can. Disappear. And retreat. We need rain. That fire is in a very bad spot for us. I don't think many of his minions are probably going to suffer overly much from that. I don't think we need any of that. Do you have anything else? Yeah, you're probably out of range. This is probably everybody else. Okay, position. Oh, this is just the first try. Now he is technically speaking probably the end boss of the area, so our first try is just finding out just how fucking annoying he is to fight. Basically. There's still fire. Twins by fire joint. You're wet, and you probably don't like being wet. Okay, it's not moving. That's a good sign. Ouch. That's not a good sign. How do I want to attack that thing? Generally speaking, yes, I want very much to attack that thing, and the question is if it is a reasonably good idea to do so. I'm just going to assume that it is. You're immune to bleeding, eh? What pain in the ass that is.
So to the skin!
Now then, we need to definitely do something about you. Nice, that's damage. I was not expecting that much damage, and consider me very pleased for the moment. I want to summon the spider though. Yes, I actually want, because the spider is a very beloved target of everything. Pretty much everything that is, never was, likes to attack that poor little spider. Don't ask me why. They just do. You walk out of the poison. Which leaves me with Malora. What would be a good... A crippling blow, maybe? Jesus Christ. You don't hold back at all, don't you? I like it. Honestly though, you're attacking with a fireblade, aren't you? I'm stupid, aren't I? I was just talking about that. Now I'm sitting here like... Sword goes... You know, I will point out this. This was surprisingly... disappointingly easy? Ouch. Ouch. He's pretty aggressive. Kiss of the Serpent indeed. It was not me yet.
Sing praises.
Shamanay. Little Nick boy.
My heart beats too slowly to sustain me.
I would say so, yes. Your heart is beating very much slowly, which is very much a problem. Come out. No physical damage. Well, I don't think physical damage is going to be your problem.
Bless the seven, I am restored.
You're somewhat restored, mind you. Not in necessarily the best way. Bit of a pain this is gonna be. And they're just running away, which is of course very unfortunate, to put it mildly.
I'll defend you till my death rattle.
I do like that idea. But I mean, Rakos doesn't just give up, now does he? Very much like the idea to get rid of him, because he can actually spew poison quite far. That's, I would say, a bit of a problem. It would eat all of my HP, wouldn't it? Next question is, do I want to go into close quarters with Bracus himself? As you know, the big man. Honestly speaking, no. Really, no.
Taste the decay within! What a
Actually, I actually poisoned it. Take that, freaking. Yeah, thank you, you're so smart, aren't you? You, I might perchance want to heal someone. Technically speaking, yes, I want to heal myself.
To the fray once more.
What nice thing do we have? Could we freeze a target? Like the Baron? Probably not. Bracus Rex? Maybe? I'll be freaking damned. I was actually half jokingly. That's not gonna work. No, actually it did work. Surprisingly well even. I was not expecting that, and I'm quite happy with the result. Okay, let's go.
No grave contains me.
This goes reasonably well so far. I will not claim perfection, but I will claim the direction is well and truly going. Immune to poison. You tried to poison the spider. That was not very smart.
You are but kindling for my triumphant blaze.
No, you're only just warm. Two was not it's not as efficient as I had hoped, honestly. Let's save your points. You're probably going to need those. You hit it. Not like this, I suppose. Okay, if we move just a bit forward.
The time of your death is
Jeez, good. Is you still frozen? No, you're not frozen anymore. Chich gonna be a bit of pain. Okay, first things first. Crushing Fist. Maybe we can crush him down. I was hoping for a second and I was wrong. I was once again hoping and I was once again wrong.
as thrilling as the stage, though not half so bloody.
You try to do something for Brachus. Not for him, as in for him, but you know, give him a few more targets so he spreads out his attacks a bit, hopefully. Ouch. Is my spider actually dead? My spider is not yet dead. Can we poison the Baron? Yeah, no. Kinda figured that that was a bad idea, but you know. Considering that Brachus can be poisoned, I'm kinda like... And he can be blinded. I think he cannot bleed. Yeah. That would have been a bit surprising if that would have worked. I'd be really surprised for once. We are getting close to getting him down too. Oh no! Spoidy! Oh, let me guess, this is lava. I honestly don't want to go through that. Because I kinda feel like I'm going to die when I do it.
My turn through the gauntlet? With pleasure.
You try and possibly murder him. He stands in something electrifying. Ouch. Nick is doing his best, yeah? Don't you dare murder my son, Nick. He's a good boy. He's doing his best. Well, he's even more now well and truly good, since he has now his head again. Ouch. At least I'm not burning. Only warm. Oh, you don't like being poisoned. I guess I'm not going to try and, you know. Let us not try overly much, at least, to do something extraordinary. Instead, let's just focus on the simple things like this. Should actually be enough.
I can smell your fear.
I'm very much doubtful if he actually has fear, but alas, we don't care. We are gonna beat you. Queen! Come to me! Don't think overly much about the fact that there's a, you know, a dead one of your kind right next to you. Can I change weapons?
Stay back, my friend.
I can. Spidey has to go in there. Risking it all again. Oh, you're getting your turn. And he's running away. Not a smart move. Where the fuck are you even going? No, you just wanted to get enraged. Okay. I will kinda admit that this was my own fault. But just kinda. Because seriously, I did not foresee that. Hmm? And he lives again. Now you are standing on fire. I'm not gonna move you much closer. I don't think that's gonna end well.
As good as a new penny.
Not yet, but we are on our way.
Heartbeat's too slowly to sustain.
Ouch! For fuck's sake, that's not nice. But you bloody know it.
Poison dart!
mean, come on, that was not nice. Do you have scrolls? Actually, I gave you scrolls, didn't I? Okay, and there's a boss fight. Using a few of my actual resources for once is probably actually not a bad idea. You heal yourself. Then just keep walking. Walking ever slower. Jesus Christ, you bloody fucking bastard. Could you stop doing that? I mean, seriously, for one bloody fucking second. Do you know how bloody many turns I'm wasting just, you know, trying to stay alive? Just a second longer. No. Yeah, let's go up again. If I do this. Do I have this? Yes, I have. Let's try this first. Yep. Sadly, I only chilled him.
Cold hands, cold heart.
Freezing failed, sadly again. He's also not poisoned any longer. But we crippled him. That should at least make sure that he doesn't get that many attacks on us anymore. Well, I'm saying should. Boy. He does know how to really hit you in a way that hurts. Now, bleeding is not going to work very well against that one. If I'm gonna get close, you're just going to attack me again, aren't you?
Pathetic!
Oh well. I guess you could say, what is life without risk?
Piercing cold.
And we did freeze him. Oh, that is something I like. Up. Yeah, sucks to be frozen, doesn't it? You have a fire wand. That's probably not a good idea. Let's actually change that to a poison wand. Yes. That's what I like to see.
That is the final end of Brachus Rex.
Didn't you hear the story?
May his soul remain in the depths of hell for good.
You didn't really listen to his story. His whole point is not that. His whole point is basically someone somewhere down the line is going to resurrect him again. You really should learn to listen. Also, you should learn to avoid lava. Lava is pretty damn monstrously powerful. He's just screaming. Okay, first things first. Let's make a save game, because if I am now tripping on lava and die, I will be very sad. Also, can you please put out the lava? If you can. I would very much enjoy that.
Never rains, but it pours, hey?
Yes. Admittedly. Brachus 200 eggs, eh?
Fortune!
Yeah. I believe that to be worth a fortune. That should really be an ancient thing. Now then, let us take a look around of what is actually hiding here. I must admit, I had thought that I might be having to redo that fight a few times, but this worked surprisingly well. All things considered. I'm sure you can always argue you could have done better. You could have probably saved yourself a few of those scrolls, instead focused on attacking him more damage. But you know, beating the boss, the big bad, in your first try is generally something I would consider pretty good. That's another stone. Be careful. That looks very, very burny. And he is just walking in there like he don't care. The good thing is, at least, it has not killed him. It's trying really hard to kill him. But oh well, that does not bother overly much. That's a lot of resistance. Yeah, somehow I kinda doubt that he'll be able to do much there.
Source Hunter,
Oi.
is it safe? Have you done it? Please tell me that you have sent Brachus Rex to the grave once and for all.
First things first, stop being a cat. Secondly, yes. So I have.
Oh, truly wondrous. I feel like a prisoner set free. Free to
That
bask
sounds a
in
lot
the
more involved than
daylight
you
once
should
more.
be.
I was so fearful. Petrified almost in the knowledge that I might see him again. You see, I knew the Mad King. In fact, I served him.
Well, that's not putting you in a good light. A suspicious light.
I'm a wizard hunter, and that means I've seen many centuries pass me by.
Okay.
They weren't always happy ones, and you may take that as an understatement.
I was not aware that wizards in this particular universe apparently grow generally freaking old.
I was once under Brachus's thrall, bound to him by perfidious magic. Life was an endless cycle of servitude, torture, and humiliation.
Well, yeah, I'm already well
Only
aware that
after
he had a
the
bit of a
first
bad
source
taste.
hunter skewered him like the pig he was, did my nightmare end.
Yeah, that's a good point. Also the point I would always throw on his face, like, you know, you're dead and you need to be resurrected. Our order? Well, we are still around, we're doing our job.
As you can imagine,
Wink, wink.
I was afraid beyond all measure that the fiend would enslave us all once more. That I'd be cast back into the rank pit that was my past.
Well, then maybe you would, be better off actually getting involved in the fight. Helping a bit from the sidelines, you know,
But he
throwing a spell or
hasn't,
two.
and he never will. Thank you. I will never forget this act of valor.
Yeah, but your gratitude is all well and dandy, but I can't really buy anything from that. So, Sarah, the progress has been dealt with. Ask us about Cassandra. Turns out she was a sister of a man-cat.
So you have heard of her?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. I knew Cassandra. She was a sweet girl when we met. Hardly a woman yet. The very opposite.
Well, I mean, it kinda
of her
sounds about you to know
deranged
that you
brother,
actually...
who did not hesitate to butcher her for his own benefit.
Yeah, apparently he has no problem butchering anyone. And eating plump girls. Apparently. That sounds fucking wrong if you say it out loud, now that I think about it.
We were fast friends in those days. Aye, more than friends.
Either that or my mind is just a bit in the gutter.
Until he took her down to the dungeons and she returned a woman no longer. A twisted
okay.
had she become, with a
I
twisted
needed to read
mind
that next time. I was
match
like,
her
what
grisly new
did she
shape.
do there? That sounds somewhat horrible. And then it's like, oh, just a lick. Okay. That's not the worst thing you could potentially do. Why exactly did he turn his own
He
sister?
remorselessly and relentlessly sought ways to cheat death.
Many did in the past.
Cassandra and he were soul-forged. So he knew that if she would die, he would die.
Oh, okay. That soulforge thing is apparently pretty useful.
And so he turned her into a lich. Turned her into a creature neither living nor dead, so that he could break the soul forge without destroying himself in the process.
Okay. Okay, I can kind of see the logic behind
Giving
that.
the matter no
I mean,
further
it's still
thought,
magical
he rid
nonsense.
his sister of her humanity, so as to rid himself of a spell that could threaten him.
Yeah, it's magical nonsense, but you know, I can actually see some sort of logic there.
Immortal in his mind and immortal to be in effect.
Yeah, basically he's just a coward who cares very, very much about being alive.
As your swords and spells have demonstrated, though, to this world's everlasting contentment, his deranged fancy was not to be.
Well, let me point out, he was pretty tough. Tougher than his minions, at least. At first I was like, oh shit, how are we gonna deal with that? That's all the nasties. I mean, apart from the ghost in the lighthouse, which was, you know, pretty damn weak the first time we met him. Oh, it's actually a good question. In Immortal Licht, then where is she now?
I don't know. When the Source Hunters besieged Brax's castle, I sought only to escape. I never heard of her again.
Yeah, truly, even though you know, had a bit of a thing going there, yet I sure hope you never brought the cat into the bedroom.
Yes, I longed for freedom.
Considering his tendency
for
to, you know,
release.
turn into a cat at the
When I saw
most
my
unfitting
chance, I ran
times.
and never looked back.
Good that those days are gone over, isn't it? Now that Bracos has been dealt with, what's next?
You have foiled one of Leandra's vile designs. That much is certain. But I highly doubt you forestalled her endgame, whatever that may be.
Well, no, probably not.
It is therefore imperative that we find her sister Ikara. As you've learned from the accursed duo that was Jake and Evelyn, the White Witch is somehow involved.
So they say.
I will vouch for her gentle nature, but alas, I cannot vouch for her current state of mind. Has she been corrupted by her sister, perhaps? Or have they become enemies locked in a murderous game of cat and mouse? There's no way of knowing until you find her. What I do know is that she lives in a cabin deep in Lakula Forest to the north.
Good to know.
If anywhere, that is where I advise your travels should take you next. Very well, Hunter. My gratitude is yours, as is my service.
See, that guy has a surprisingly often way of changing into a cat where it's actually not really fitting. Means he's doing it unconsciously, as you know, a sort of a reflex almost. And when you have reached a point where some of your spells become that much, yeah, you're gonna use them all the time. Because you don't even think about using them anymore. That's where my real fear comes from. Also, since magic in this universe is pretty common actually, now that I think about it, I mean basically everybody can use magic. I mean, I can read scrolls, for example, and I'm just some bloody, you know, thief, which not really should qualify me for much. But oh well. There's some more scrolls. Actually, there's the Summon Undead Warrior skill book, which I find pretty damn cool sounding. Another summon sounds pretty sweet. Ooh, there's Rakus. Two-handed axe, and I know just the person who would use it. Madora, who hates swords, is gonna use the bloody Source King's two-handed axe. I'm sorry, just the irony is biting. Basically, she's the sort of person who sees swords everywhere, quite literally everywhere. And we are here like, yeah, take this dagger. Yeah, not dagger. Here, take this two-handed axe. It's called Bracus, as in the Sorcerer King. And Earth Wand, you say? I do have somebody who likes to use Earth magic. Everything that is already identified should probably not be something we need to care about overly much. Yeah, it's an armor rating. A cloth armor, eh? Really nothing I need to take overly much consideration of. Something we can change around. Water and air resistance is probably also not something we need to bother with overly much. Plus one lockpick against 33. I mean, that is technically speaking better than those smelly panties I've been wearing for a while apparently. Why am I even wearing that? Oh well. Maybe somebody else actually needs a few Lockpicking is nice, but dexterity is a lot better. I'm gonna stay with the dexterity then. Thank you very much. Don't really need those. Easier. Get strength based. Let's read this nonsense. Actually, before I move to the next area, I will write myself a note for that. I will actually remove all of the books and stuff I have in my inventory, because bloody freaking hell.
I mustn't have used it correctly.
My inventory is gonna explode at some point. Same with all the keys. I will probably look for some easy to remember place. I'm gonna put everything in there and be like, God, my inventory is suddenly looking so much lighter. I mean, like here, like this control thing for the Sparkmaster. When the hell am I ever gonna use that again? I mean, probably not very often. Okay, let's see. You have this one and you have this one. Fire and earth. And you're using a earth one. And this one is a better earth one. Okay, equip that. Give this back. Keep this. Magical command. Oh, wait. I can already see. Yes. I can probably use that on the chest, can't I? I'm gonna look at that. That is actually not bad, but the chance of you having melee damage, piercing damage, is actually not that high. Things go reasonably well. Do you need charisma though? I mean, not really. Now then, as for you, actually Bracco's two-handed axe doesn't have fire damage on it, I see. Interesting. Well, if it doesn't have any elementals, that means I can just use it and be happy with it. I'll take that. Plus 2 initiative, plus 1 crafting. That's nice and dandy. I guess I prefer the HP though. Well, that is for you. You probably would like this one. But you don't have anything here. Here, have some panties. Who had it? You were the one who had the... Yes, you had the unlock spell. I'm gonna save here because I'm not sure this is, but you know, it kinda would be fitting.
Nothing can restrain my curiosity.
Yeah. Really nothing. I mean, bow? Yeah, don't really have anyone for that. Technically speaking, I do have. But honestly, that was really not feeling like it was worth it. I'm sorry to say. Oh well. Well, then take a look at the quest log and be like, what with Lieutenant Selenia? Tell her the good news. Yeah, we should. I should totally go back and be like, tell her.
The king is dead. Long live. Well, not he.
That would be nice. Shaq Jahan is like, the king's dead, long live the king! Turning all evil on us and suddenly starting raising his own little necrotic army.
He came close though, Bracchus Rex. Close to fulfilling his dream. Dormant he would lie until loyal followers that persisted through centuries would restore him to life afresh.
Indeed.
As a ghoul, no more was he reborn. Exactly the type of base necromancy I abhor. But now that he is dust at our feet, I can't help but feeling a morsel of pity.
I kinda get where you're coming from, though.
The desire beyond death we undid with a simple stroke of the sword.
Right, first things first, it was not a simple stroke. It were lots of strokes, and it was daggers, and it was swords, and it was guides, and it was magic, so yeah, that took a bit, mind you. That's true, a very dangerous sorcerer, so it might have been a thing of beauty. Potentially.
Yes, well, something along those lines. Life. It is such a precious commodity.
Yes, it is.
So precious indeed that death is dealt in droves to merely postpone it, to make it cross the boundaries set by nature. There is much simple irony to be found in these exploits, but at the heart of it lies an equally simple endeavor, which is to overcome the most primal of fears.
Believe you me, people have done lots and lots and lots of horrible things.
And that is the fear of death.
And honestly, the only reason why religion is still, even today, something we accept and have is because when people grow older, they tend to get a lot more afraid of the dying and the fear of the unknown that comes with it.
To overcome death, if it be possible, is to attain victory over the unconquerable. Such a victory, what a thing of beauty it would be. Still, all this talk about immortality hits the raw and ragged nerve of...
Oh yes, onward we shall go. Well, so that was Brackus Rex, eh? Yes.
There's my Pepper.
Are you just fuck? I swear to God, woman, you and your bloody freaking +4, -4 is 11, so 1 point is 12. That woman and her bloody fucking Pepper, I swear to God. Let's rise that higher. I really want to get the things out of the way, you know? I mean, focus things like I want... Basically, I want her to have a man-at-arms ready and steady and done with. So we can actually learn all the cool little stuff you can do. Well, and from there, we're gonna see.
Salutations, Source Hunter.
Well, let's talk about the undead.
This cannot be. Can it? You have found one of the sources of the undead and sent it back into oblivion. But that is fantastic.
That is indeed fantastic.
Never have I seen such heroism.
Why, yes, praise me more. But do remember, woman, I can only get so hard. It's 1 final point. So don't mind me, I'm just gonna take a bit of your money.
Hope breaks through after 2 years of absolute darkness. Cyseal remains under threat, yes, but finally it has been proven even the dead can
Was
be
dead
vanquished.
really ever in doubt? I mean, seriously, you can beat the undead, it just takes probably a lot more people than what you actually have.
To think, Theliron too was behind these horrors all along. A man who treated the wounds I obtained in battle, who comforted me when my agony was great. Such a pity.
Such a pity indeed that nobody comforted actually him and his sorrows.
Cyseal is in your debt,
Nice.
Hunter. I, and the Legion too. Brackus Rex is dead, and no one but you could have done this glorious deed.
Nice. It's always good to get some, you know, compliments out of that. Well, I guess we actually are finished with this area, aren't we? I mean, we still have to deal with some nonsense, mind you. That's not something we can just avoid. Maximum number of speed. And how many exploits you gain per turn? That would actually probably be useful too. And ability-wise, Also pyrokinetic force sounds pretty useful. Being a mage has a few disadvantages. It takes a long time to get both things up like I want them to. Okay, 12, 7. Aegis Sophist would probably be nice. Some of the healing spells are apparently in that school, and I would very much like to have more healing. So you have 12. 2. What else can I actually give you? Should I give you? Affection point. Let's get that. A bit more, just a bit more. And you want to be more of a scoundrel, probably. To learn all the nice ways you can step something into someone's back. Basically. Well, yeah, but I suppose I'm quite satisfied actually. I did not really expect to beat that fight in my first try. I mean, I went in it with the idea of, you know...
Again. So, let me get this straight. There are insidious sorcerers running about town that turned a council ambassador into a zombie for sport, after said councillor was murdered by some mystery witch who subsequently trotted off to her cabin in Luculla Woods. Sure you haven't omitted relevant details like flying brooms?
Don't know about flying brooms.
Bloody pentagram?
As for cats, ask your, you know, pet mage upstairs, and bloody pentagrams, I haven't seen any, but you know.
Belagar's nebbers. Sounds like a fantasy tale mothers tell their children before bed. Anyway, be these truths, half-truths, or outright lies, it seems to me your business in Seal is concluded.
Well,
Don't
yes.
let the undead hit you on the way out.
You know, with people like this where I'm always like, you know, if I could turn back time and make sure the undead stay around for a bit longer, oh my, I might actually be tempted to do so. You know, just as an idea. Oh well then.
About face!
Ah, but that was satisfying. Sadly, I just see, and I see very well that I am out of time. Where's my da save? There's my da save. The save is going to be saved again. Oh, that was fun. Pretty nice little boss fight. I liked it. It was, well, difficult enough to actually, you know, challenge you, but not that hard. Kinda disappointing considering the fact that it's Bracus Rex and he's the big bad and oh. But yeah, I still would say not bad. Not bad at all. Could have gone quite a bit worse if I were a level below or something else, I suppose. But yeah, well and truly done.
Sorry, sir.
So then, let me, for this evening at least, bid you adieu. Have a good one and all that, and I shall be back tomorrow. As for the rest of the week, mostly I'm gonna be in the evenings around. Might be able to do something on Wednesday a bit earlier, but that depends a bit.
Sorry, sir.
But we should be able to do one stream a day once again. But yeah, don't take that as a promise, because I don't want to make a promise I'm not overly assured I can keep. I'm gonna try though. That much I can give you. So yeah, with that out of the way. Yes, that is all for the moment. Bye bye it is. Until